Deseret Digital Media. We hope you enjoy this presentation of Utah High School girls basketball.
All right, so we're inside the SB Center at the 1A Girls State Tournament, and the Valley Buffaloes are going to take on the Tintic Miners, I do believe. They're just introducing the starters right here, the Buffaloes. Let's see, they're saying the Tintic Miners right now. Number 23, Bailey Wall. Forward, Savannah Hiskey, she's a senior. Number 11, Esther Pearson, she's also a senior. She's going to be in the center position. And then guard number 20, Sierra Wall, she's a junior. And then to wrap it up for the Miners is number 14. She's going to be a guard also, Shaylin Hannafin. As they get ready to line up against the Buffaloes here, we're going to have number 11 from the Buffaloes, who is Nicole Roundy. Number 14, Heather Roundy. Number 3, Audrey Harris. Number 12, Nicole Heaton. And I think it's 22, Kyra Milligan. Here as they line up to tip off in this 1A state tournament. Ball is up, and it's going to be possession of the Buffaloes as they head to the left side of the court. Give it to number 22, Kyra Milligan. She passes it off to Heather Roundy on the right side wing, and it's stolen away from Tintic, but picked up again by the Buffaloes as Milligan passes it to number 11, Nicole Roundy, gives it to number 12 on the baseline. Nicole Heaton shoots it up, no good. Tintic ball as number 14, Shaylin Hannafin, passes it inside number 4, Savannah Hiskey. She passes it inside, no good. Stolen by the Buffaloes, and it's going to be a baseball pass down to number 3 from the Buffalo, Audrey Harris. She's going to get it back up to the foul line, Nicole Roundy. They're going to call a traveling violation on Kyra Milligan of the Buffaloes. It's going to be a turnover and Tintic ball as inbounded into Shaylin Hannafin of the Miners. She's going to take it up the middle, guarded heavily by Milligan of the Buffaloes. She hands it out to the right wing to Wall of Tintic's. Out to the baseline, number 20, Sierra Wall. She's guarded heavily, picks up the ball, and the Buffaloes defense is not letting her go as she's looking for teammates. In 5 seconds is going to be called. It's going to be a turnover by the Miners. Tough defense by the Buffalo there as Audrey Harris is going to inbound the ball to Milligan for the Buffalo. The score is 0-0 with just under 7 minutes of ball game in the first quarter. As Milligan has the ball, passes it off to 14, Heather Roundy. She gives it back up top to Milligan, who's trying to set up a play. Gives it to Audrey Harris on the left side wing, passes it inside, and the shot is up and good by Nicole Roundy. The Buffaloes are now 2. Tintic is 0. Tintic brings it back down. Number 14, Hannafin, goes to the right, guarded heavily again by the Buffaloes as she hands it off to Pearson, who takes one dribble and is guarded heavily. Stuck in the corner, tries to get it to Bailey Wall. She passes it inside to Hiskey, who's also guarded heavily. Ball is tipped by Buffalo, but saved by the Tintic Miners by number 23, Wall, as she goes down to the baseline and is going to hit the ball out of bounds. Turnover for Tintic. 2-0 by the Buffalo still in this game, just a little over 6 minutes of play. Milligan for Buffalo brings the ball back down the court as she gives it to Heather Roundy, who shoots a 3, and it's no good. It's going to be off Buffalo and Tintic ball. Savannah Hiskey is going to inbound it for the Miners, back to 14, back to Hannafin, as she's going to set up a play here. And it's stolen by Milligan of the Buffalo. She's going to go for a fast break. Layup up and good. Buffalo's now up 4-0. Just under 6 minutes of play. And now Tintic ball again as Hannafin's guarded heavily. Tries to get it inside, and it's tipped off by the Buffaloes, but picked up back again by the Miners as they throw it back as there's a race. And it's going to be another Tintic turnover. And we're going to have a substitution by the Miners here. Number 15, Alex Walker is going to come in for Shaylin Hannafin as the Buffaloes lead 0-4. Just over 5 minutes left to play. The Buffalo's going to inbound it back to Heather Roundy. She shoots and gets another 2 points, 6-0 for the Buffaloes. As Tintic again has the possession, brings it back down the court. 15, Alex Walker drives to the left, heavily defended. Now she's picking up back up to number 4, Savannah Hiskey. She's going to be fouled by number 3 of the Buffaloes, Audrey Harris. Buffaloes are playing extremely tight defense on these Miners. They're not letting them get in the court or in the paint at all. And that tough defense caused a foul. So number 4, Hiskey is going to inbound it for the Miners, still 0-6 on the game. A little handoff pass to Bailey Wall as she looks to drive in, and good by Esther Pearson, a senior for the Miners. And Milligan brings it back down, passes it to Nicole Heaton, who passes it back up top to Milligan, and she's going to shoot and drain the 3. Really high arc shot there, but nothing but net. The Buffalo now lead 9-2. As the Miners bring back down and call for a timeout. And this is a Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the Utah 1A Girls State Tournament.
Think about your vehicle. Each time you drive it, you get in, buckle your seatbelt, and push the gas pedal. Does the steering feel loose? Does your front end rattle? If the answer is yes, stop in at Big O Tires of Evanston today and let the team you trust check your front end. It's a simple step to keep you safe when operating your vehicle. Stop in today. Big O Tires, the team you trust. 607 Cheyenne Drive, Evanston.
What makes us stand out from our competition? Knowledge. Certified technicians with the proper state-of-the-art diagnostic and repair equipment. Quality. Genuine AC Delco and quality GM parts. And what makes us stand out from our competition is you, our customers. Intelligent people who know a good deal and quality work when they see it.
We're Castle Rock.
Outstanding.
All right, we're back in action here at the SBC, the 1A Utah Girls State Championship Tournament, as the Tintic Miners are going to inbound the ball. The Valley Buffaloes are up 9-2 on the game, and Kira Milligan and Heather Roundy of the Buffaloes have all 9 points, as Tintic's going to inside to Pearson as she goes up for a layup, but she is called for a travel. That's going to be another turnover for the Miners as Buffaloes inbound the ball. Milligan again has the ball. Tintic is going to bring out a full court press here as Milligan gets past it. She stops, passes it out to Audrey Harris, who gets it back to Milligan. She's going to shoot another 3, and it's good, and she's going to be fouled. What a pretty shot right there, nothing but net, and she's going to be fouled. Going to look for the 4-point play here. Mulligan now has 8 points on the game. As she gets ready to shoot her foul shot up. And the shot is no good as it goes clear around the rim, rebounded by number 11, Nicole Roundy, and she's going to get fouled. Buffaloes are up by 10, 12-2, with just over 4 minutes of game in the first quarter. As Roundy gets ready to shoot her foul shots, the first one is up and no good, just off the front of the rim. Comes back to her. She's going to line up for her second shot. Her shot is up, and it is good, so it's going to give her 1 point in the game. Buffalo are now up 13-2 as Tintic brings the ball back down the court again. With Walker at the top, she's going to set up a play here as Pearson sets her screen to the left side. She's going to drive, still has the ball, doesn't quite sure what to do as Milligan goes for the steal, and she is going to be, it's going to be a jump ball as Milligan went for the steal right there. She almost had it knocked out of her hands, but Tintic was good to keep control of it. It's going to be a Tintic ball. Savannah Hiskey is inbounding it for the Miners, as this Buffalo defense is not letting up for the Tintic to even get it inbounded, as they barely do, to Shaylin Hennepin. She's going to drive, passes it to Pearson. Pearson's going to go up For a shot, no good. Rebounded by number 23 of the Miners, Bailey Wall. She's going to put up a layup, and it's good. Now it's 4-13. As Milligan sets it back up top, passes it to Heaton, and we're going to have a travel violation on the Buffalo, as it's going to be a turnover for them. Miner ball. Shaylin Hannafin again at the top for the Miners. Going to set up a play. She's going to go to the left side. She's going to hand it off to Savannah Hiskey. She's going to drive in, looking to shoot. She goes up for a little jumper. Air ball's no good. Rebounded by the Tintic Miners. Offensive rebound right there. A little trouble keeping a hold of the ball. There's a tie up on the ground. Two girls diving for the ball. A little hustle there, and it's going to be a jump ball, which is going to be Buffalo ball. As Audrey Harris inbounds the basketball back to Kyra Milligan as she gets ready to set up the play again. Oh, and there's a tip by Tintic, but they could not control it. Back to Mulligan, who lost it. Kicked off of Tintic, off of Bailey Wall. Buffalo ball. Little trouble trying to keep the ball right there. As Milligan's going to inbound it to Audrey Harris of Valley. Harris is going to set up the play here as she goes to the left side, stops, hands it up to Milligan. Milligan with another three-point shot, no good, off the back side of the rim, rebounded by Valley. And Milligan with the ball again, tips it out of bounds. It's going to be a turnover, Miner basketball. As Bailey Wall takes it out, inbounds it to Hannafin again as 13-4 in the first quarter of 1A state play. Hannafin drives it in, passes it off to Pearson. She goes up, no good, rebounded by Buffalo. As Milligan again has the ball, sets it up, looking for players as they're rushing down the floor. Number 12, B. Nicole Heaton, hands it off to Milligan again. I'm pretty sure it's Milligan as now it's 15-4. Bailey Wall now with the ball, and it's going to be another turnover for the Tintic Miners as Buffalo again comes up with the control as Heather Roundy brings it down the court, hands it off to another Roundy, up and no good, rebounded by the Miners as they're hustling down the ball. It's 4-15. Buffalo tips it off a little bit, gives it to Pearson. She's going to try and make a left-handed layup, no good, rebounds it, up no good again, rebounded Buffalo. As Milligan races down the floor, she's got numbers behind her as she stops, passes it to Roundy on the left side jumper. No good. Rebounded by Miners is 14. Hannafin takes it back down the court. She's looking for open player. Stops right there on the top is number 23, Bailey Wall. Hands it off to Sierra Wall. She's looking on the baseline for somebody open as she's trapped in the corner. Hands it off to Wall. I'm going to assume they're related here, and the ball's going to be tipped off in Valley on that tight defense. It's still going to be Miner basketball. As they have some substitutions for the Miners, number 24 comes in, Tina Wall. And the Miners are going to inbound it as they try to break this Buffalo defense. They get it in, but there's going to be a tie-up as number 3 from Valley, Audrey Harris, kind of tips the ball away from Savannah Hiskey. Knocks it out of bounds. It's going to be Miner basketball once again as Bailey Wall looks for an inbound play here. She gets it into Savannah Hiskey. She looks for Bailey Wall just right under the basket, and it's tipped away by Valley, and it's going to be stolen by Heaton as she gives it out. Fast break to Audrey Harris. She's looking for the layup and a foul. She's going to go up, no good. But she's going to be taken to the foul line as number 24 from Tintic is going to pick up her first foul. Tina Wall. That's her first foul. That's the third team foul for the Miners. As Harris is at the line and her first shot is good. She's setting up a couple dribbles here. Get ready for her second shot. She's going to put it up now. And her second shot is up and good. So that's 2 points for Audrey Harris of the Buffalo as Miners pick up the ball again and racing down the floor. Shaylin Hannafin goes to the right. She kind of loses control of her dribble right there. Passes it off to Sierra Wall. They're kind of stuck in this right corner As she drives towards the basket, looks for an open player off the hands of Bailey Wall, but puts up by Hiskey. That's her first points of the game. The score is now 6-17 by the Buffaloes with just 40 seconds left in this first quarter as Milligan passes it to Heaton on the right side wing. She's looking for open players, gives it to Audrey Harris on the top. She's going to take a dribble, passes it back to Heather Roundy as she gets it back to Heaton up top to Nicole Roundy and back to Milligan as she's looking to set up another play. Hands it off to Roundy. She's going to drive in, looks for an open player, gives it to number 11, Nicole Roundy. She missed that shot, picked up by the Miners as number 23, Bailey Wall, passes it back to Hennepin, and it's going to be stolen by Heaton, and she's going to race to make a layup here. Oh, and misses it, rebounded by Milligan. Mill's going to put it up, looking for what she might think was a foul there, blocked by Tintic. And that's just going to end the first quarter here against the Valley Buffaloes and the Tintic Miners. Miners are 6, Buffaloes 17. And this is the Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the Utah 1A Girls State Tournament.
Come see why the Bear Lake Valley has become one of the hottest real estate markets in Utah. The Reserve, Bear Lake's finest resort, is a masterfully planned recreation community nestled in the beautiful Bear Lake Valley. Luxurious mountain getaways overlooking the turquoise waters of Bear Lake. With lowering interest rates, it's a great time to buy. To find out how to make the Bear Lake Valley your next home or vacation getaway, contact BearLakeRealty.com. That's BearLakeRealty.com.
They may be last year's models, but they're still brand new vehicles. And now you can save big on the 2013s that are left on the lot at Cowboy Motor Company. Save over $9,000 on a Ram 2500 SLT Crew Cummins diesel. Save over $5,500 on a Durango RT and over $9,000 on a Chrysler 300C John Barbados. Restrictions apply. Cowboy Motor Company has millions of dollars in financing for all types of credit. They may be last year's models, but they're still brand new vehicles at Cowboy Motor Company in Evanston.
All right, so back here, the SBC, it's Valley Buffalo ball as Milligan hands it off to Heather Roundy, gets it over to Nicole Roundy, back to the other Roundy. She's going to take a three-point shot, no good, picked up by the Miners as Hennefin's going to take it back down. Going to set up the play here, pass it to the left side wing to Hiskey as she's looking for someone underneath, but nobody's underneath, and the Valley Buffaloes are going to strip it away as Heaton brings the ball down the court. Looks for Roundy. Roundy passes it off to the other Roundy. Back up top to Heaton. Heaton looks to Mulligan. Mulligan's got a wide open three-point shot. She's going to go up and get an air ball. Miner's going to pick it up, and Milligan strips it away from them after they get the rebound. She's going to pass it off to Heaton. Back to Mulligan, who passes it clear across court to Roundy. Roundy goes up for a jumper on the left side, and it's good. She now has 6 points on the play as the Miners bring the ball back down the court as Mulligan's waiting for Hennepin at the half-court line. Hennepin drives to the left side. She's going to look for a layup. She's going to be fouled by Roundy. And they're going to call that a shooting foul. She's going to get a chance for 2 free throws as Hennepin goes to the line, ready for the ref to hand her the ball. She's going to get ready for her first shot. Takes a couple of dribbles, gets ready, puts the ball up, and her first shot is no good. Bounces off the back side of the rim, hits the backboard. Then substitution for the Miners, number 15 for number 24, Alex Walker is going to come in to the ball game as Hennepin gets ready for her second shot. It is now 6-19 for the Buffalo as Buffaloes get the rebound, gives it back to Milligan as she's going to bring the ball back down. She looks for Roundy. Roundy gets it back off to the other Roundy, and she's going to put it up and good by number 14, Heather Roundy. That's going to be 8 points for her. Valley Buffalo 21, Tintic Miners 6, as Bailey Wall gets the ball on the baseline, and it's stripped away by Valley. Tons of turnovers here by Miners, but they pick one up as well. They steal it from the Buffalo as they're trying to get a fast break. And Hennefin's at the top with the ball. She passes it out to Wall. Wall looks for a three-point shot. She's not open. She's going to drive baseline. Pass it to Pearson. Pearson goes up for the layup, and it's good. Pearson has 4 points on the play for the Miners. It's now 21-8 for the Valley Buffaloes as Milligan brings the ball back down. Hennepin meets her at half court. Milligan looks to Roundy. Roundy drives middle, gives it to Heaton, who passes it to Brooke Heaton. She's going to have 2 points for the Buffalo. As the Miners look for a three-point shot there by Savannah Hiskey. They're going to go up, no good. Rebounded by the Buffalo. As Milligan again has the ball, but they're going to put a little pressure on her as Bailey Wall tried to kind of distract Milligan there, but she got the ball across court. She's going to hand Milligan again with the ball. She's going to go for another three-point shot. No good. Bounces hard off the backboard. Rebounded by the Miners. And Milligan is going to pick up pressure on Hennepin as she gets across half court. Hands it off to Bailey Wall. Wall then gives it to Alex Wall, who sits on the right side wing, kind of looking for somebody to go down low, make a move. Nothing as she throws it down low as Bailey Wall tries to make a back cut, and it is stripped away by Buffalo. Buffalo knock it out of bounds, so the Miners are gonna inbound it underneath the basket. Alex Walker is going to inbound it. Look for that defense by the Buffaloes is tight, and it's going to be stripped away by Roundy, as it's going to cause another turnover for the Miners. 8-23, still for the Valley Buffalo in the second quarter of play. Milligan's going to inbound the ball. She's kind of looking for a teammate. Nobody's out there to get the ball as she hands it off to Roundy, who gets it back to Milligan. As she dribbles to the right side, she's going to pass it to Brooke Heaton to the right wing. She's going to drive baseline. Back out to Roundy. Roundy's going to go for a right-hand layup. No good. Rebounded by the Tintic Miners by Bailey Wall as she's going to bring the ball up as Sierra Wall waits for her to hand her the ball so she can set up a play. Wall hands it off to Walker. Walker's going to drive in for a layup. No good. Rebounded by Buffaloes as they kind of had a little mix-up there with the Tintic Miners. Almost didn't get control of that rebound. Milligan again has the ball for Valley as she passed it to the right wing to Heaton. Heaton back to Milligan at the top. Milligan's going to drive to the foul line, pass it back out as Brooke Heaton looks for somebody underneath. Milligan back with the ball, waiting to set up a play. And Buffalo Valley is going to call a timeout. And this is the Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the Utah 1A Girls State Tournament.
Once upon a time, there was a family of frogs. They enjoyed surfing the internet. They found it absolutely riveting. So when their computer croaked, they were hopping mad. They swam down to see Wayne at PC Innovations in Evanston, across from Big O Tire in Frontier Square. Wayne was able to get all of the bugs out of their computer, which they promptly ate. And then our frogs jumped for joy. When you have computer problems, see Wayne at PC Innovations for your very own happy ending.
Back inside of the SBC as the Valley Buffaloes take on the Tintic Miners. Buffaloes are up 23-8 in this tournament game as Heaton has control of the ball, passes it back out to the opposite side of the court to Roundy as she gets it back out to Milligan, who gives it to Heaton on the baseline. Going to put up a little jumper there, no good. And the rebound was off Miners and, off the Buffalo as Miners are going to pick up the ball. Bailey Wall inbounds it to Sierra Wall, who's bringing it down the court, passes it to the left side wing to Alex Walker as she's going to go baseline, but Valley defense is not going to let her go inside as she picks up the ball and then in a little bit of trouble as Bailey Wall comes and grabs it from her, and then they're going to call it a jump right there between the Miners and Buffalo, and it's going to be Miner ball. Savannah Hiskey's going to inbound the ball as she looks for somebody open as Buffalo defense is super tight and they might not get this in as it's going to be stolen by Heather Roundy of Valley. She's going to go in, going to make the layup and get a and one along with that. Heather Roundy now has 10 points on the game. She's looking for her 11th right here on this. If she gets this three-point play, Buffalo are up 25 to the Miners 8. 3 minutes left in the first half. As her first shot is up and no good, and it's going to be rebounded by the Miners. Well, a little crazy there, and they tried to save it from going out of bounds, and the Buffalo pick it back up as Milligan has it back off to Heaton at the right side wing. Back to Milligan, who's going to take another shot from the top. No good. Rebounded by Sierra Wall of the Miners. As she's going to run down that right side. Looking to go inside. Stopped by Milligan. She's kind of in trouble here looking for her teammates. Nobody's out there to help. Hands it off to Bailey Wall. She gets it back up top. She is defended by Heaton of the Buffaloes. She's going to take it to the right side. She's going to go up in. Put a little jumper on the baseline, and it's good. Basket there by Bailey Wall of the Miners. It's now 10-25 for Valley. As Milligan sets up the play again here for the Buffalo. Heather Roundy's going to drive to the right side wing, pass it back out to Heaton, who gives it back to Roundy, to the other Roundy, who's looking for an open player. She's been stopped, hands it off to Milligan. She's stuck in between two Miners, splits the defenders, gives it back up top to Roundy, back to Heaton, and on the baseline to Audrey Harris. She shoots a baseline jumper, no good, rebounded by Tintic Miners. As Alex Walker runs down the court, gives it back to Sierra Wall at the top. She's going to drive in, dribble it off her foot. That's going to be another Miner turnover, and Buffalo basketball. Buffalo are up 25-10, just over a minute, or just under 2 minutes in the second half, or in the first half of basketball. As Milligan has the ball again, she's going to take it down the court for Valley. Hands it to the right wing to Roundy. She's going to give it back up to Milligan up top. She's going to take a couple of dribbles to the left side, pass it to Heaton on the left wing, gives it back to Roundy on the right wing, who's going to pass it to Audrey Harris on the baseline. They're going to get shot up by the Buffalo, no good. As Tintic again picks up another defensive rebound right there. Alex Walker tries to drive in, and his ball's knocked out of her hands to a teammate, and I think let's see, Valley Buffalo knocked that out. It's going to be a Miner basketball as Bailey Wall's trying to inbound it, and she gets it into Pearson, who makes another layup for the Miners. That's 6 points for Esther Pearson out of the 12 points that the Miners have. Buffalo are sitting at 25. Milligan again has the ball up top as the Miners are trying to play tougher defense on her as she gets the ball to Harris on the baseline, passes it inside to a cut, nicely done by Roundy. Shot up good by Roundy and then rebounded by Heaton, and she was fouled. Heaton's going to now inbound the ball for Valley Buffalo. As Bailey Wall picks up her second foul. Miners have 5 fouls against Buffalo's 3. Buffalo up 25-12, and the Miners. Heaton inbounds it to Harris, who gives it to Roundy, back up top to Milligan, as she's looking for Harris, just left side of the free throw line. Ball is stripped away by the Miners as they are running for a fast break, and Alex Wall goes in for the layup, misses it, but is fouled. She's going to get 2 shots. She's fouled by Kyra Milligan. She's going to pick her first foul. As Walker, her first shot is up and no good. She's going to set up for her second. Miners are down 12-25 in this playoff game. Walker shoots again, and it's no good, but it's going to be rebounded by her teammate Pearson. She's going to go up for another layup. Kind of crazy layup there by Pearson, but she's going to pick up another 2 points. She's got 8 points on the game. 25-14 still for the Buffalo. They've kind of come up short. They haven't really scored anything in the last couple minutes. They put up a lot of shots, but none have fallen as Milligan sits up top with the basketball. They're just kind of looking to stall here for a minute as they have 10 seconds left before the half. Milligan passes it off to Roundy on the right side wing to the baseline to Harris. Roundy's going to take a 3-point shot, and it's going to be airballed by Roundy. And we're going to go into halftime here as Valley is leading the Miners 25-14. And this is the Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the Utah 1A Girls State Tournament.
Throughout our lives, there are times we may need skilled rehabilitation and nursing care or home health and hospice care. Rocky Mountain Care has been providing these services since 1990. Our skilled staff and specialized programs will meet your loved one's needs. Our staff is dedicated to a high-quality outcome for each of our patients and residents. When you or someone you love needs these professional services, think of Rocky Mountain Care. Simply the best care. www.rmcare.com.
Let's talk about your family, and your children's health. Let's address oxidative stress. Find out about your personal needs. Log on to the United States National Library of Medicine website at pubmed.com. Type in oxidative stress, followed by the health issue that concerns you most. Once you learn more about how oxidative stress reacts with your personal health issues, then click on the telegram you'll find at kadqradio.com. Reduce the oxidative stress in your body and feel better. kadqradio.com.
This is Matthew Rex, owner of T-Bar Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. We do free estimates on all makes and models of vehicles. We even do estimates on semis and motorhomes. We can do some work on motorcycles as well. Part of that estimating process will take care of all your insurance filing claim, take all the pain out of that process for you. Estimating process takes about 10 minutes, so it's very quick and easy. You don't need to take a whole lot of time out of your day to get them done. We guarantee all of our work. When we're working on your vehicle, we treat it just like we're working on our own vehicle, so you know that it's very well taken care of. You'll be happy you came to us.
Let T-Bar fix your car. T-Bar S Body Shop, Evanston, Wyoming.
Alright, so we're back inside the SB Center here in Richfield, Utah, as the Valley Buffaloes are taking on the Tintic Miners. And it is a kind of a rough game as the Valley Buffalo are up 25-14 in this game. And just some stats going on. Valley Buffalo's Kyra Milligan has 6 points. Heather Roundy, number 14, has, 10 points. Nicole Roundy has 1. Brooke King has 2. Audrey Harris has 2 as well. And then for the Tintic Miners, Bailey Wall has 4. And Esther Pearson has 8. Followed by Savannah Hiskey with 2. The Valley Buffalo have put some incredibly tight defense on these Miners, and they haven't been able to do anything. They've got inside a couple times, but Pearson just hasn't been able to finish. She's leading the Miners in points right now, but she's just not been able to get the ball inside and score like she'd wanted to. And the Valley defense is so tight that it just looks like these girls have kind of can't handle the pressure. And I do believe this is the first time these two teams have met. Is here at the state tournament. And Tintic comes in with a record of 10-11 on the season, as Valley comes in with 8-13. Both teams kind of look like, well, Tintic kind of looks like maybe they have a little of a nervous jitters. Valley came out with tight defense, like I was saying, and is scoring, but they were held scoreless like in the last 4 minutes as the Miners continued to climb. And that's kind of all the stats I have right now, so we're going to take another break, and we'll be back here in just a minute. And this is the Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the Utah 1A Girls State Tournament.
For over 100 years, Union Telephone has been providing phone service to small communities, places the big guys simply ignored. We were helping our neighbors stay connected to the rest of the country. Times have changed and technology has evolved. Union has been there the entire way. Today, we still keep people connected in more ways and places than ever before. Union Wireless, treating you like a neighbor, not a number.
At Wyoming Dental Specialties, we specialize in orthodontics, endodontics, and oral surgery. Our endodontist is simply a tooth doctor. He performs procedures like root canals. Our orthodontist will straighten your teeth using products like braces and Invisalign. Our oral surgeons deliver specialized treatment, such as dental implants and tooth extractions. So save your time and money, stay local, and come to Wyoming Dental Specialties.
When we shake your hand, you know it's solid. When we make a deal, you know it's solid. Solid like a rock. We are Chevrolet. We're Castle Rock.
Like us on Facebook, CastleRockChevy.com.
KADQRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, and sports. But that's not all. KADQRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Utah and Wyoming high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events and activities, and much more. Pictures from this tournament will be available for free download within a day or two from now, and we'll have photographs from other Utah and Wyoming state tournaments and championship events as they happen. Check it out today and see what KADQRadio.com has for you.
All right, so back inside the SBC as the Valley Buffalo take on the Tintic Miners. Again, that score is 25-14 here at halftime. And Valley Buffalo, some of their top contributors over the year are Heather Roundy, who showed a great game tonight with 10 points. So far, she averages 11 points a game, followed by Nicole Roundy, who averages 10 points a game. Nicole has shown up with only 1 point on the game so far. And those are Valley's two top scorers on the season, and we're going to look a little on Tintic as Bailey Wall is their top contributor, and she averages 7.9 points per game. Bailey Wall has 4 points on the game so far today, with that score of 25-14, and she's followed by Esther Pearson, who has, I believe, 8 points on the game tonight. She averages 7.8 points per game. And she's followed by Sierra Wall, who averages almost 7 points a game. And Sierra has no points on the game so far today. And leading all scorers is Heather Roundy. And she's followed by Tintic Miners' Esther Pearson. And those are the only two that are even. Well, Kyra Milligan of the Buffaloes has 6. And she had 2 3-pointers, beautiful 3-pointers right off the bat. And she's kind of been shut down since then as they go into halftime. Again, that score for the Buffaloes and the Miners is 25-14. And we're going to take another break here. And just so you know, this is a Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the Utah 1A Girls State Tournament.
Mom's onboard electronic stability control system was giving us some woes. I don't even know what that means. But he does.
You guys are all fixed and ready to go.
Expert care for your car, so you can trust in more than just your tires.
We've got the selection you need and the friendly service you deserve. Come see us today. Big O Tires, Evanston, Wyoming.
Big O Tires, the team you trust.
They may be last year's models, but they're still brand new vehicles. And now you can save big on the 2013s that are left on the lot at Cowboy Motor Company. Save over $9,000 on a Ram 2500 SLT Crew Cummins diesel. Save over $5,500 on a Durango RT and over $9,000 on a Chrysler 300C John Barbados. Restrictions apply. Cowboy Motor Company has millions of dollars in financing for all types of credit. They may be last year's models, but they're still brand new vehicles at Cowboy Motor Company in Evanston.
Once upon a time, there was a family of frogs. They enjoyed surfing the internet. They found it absolutely riveting. So when their computer croaked, they were hopping mad. They swam down to see Wayne at PC Innovations in Evanston, across from Big O Tire in Frontier Square. Wayne was able to get all of the bugs out of their computer, which they promptly ate. And then our frogs jumped for joy. When you have computer problems, see Wayne at PC Innovations for your very own happy ending.
A single
ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
And we're back inside with some more 1A girls basketball action as the Buffaloes come out shooting and they miss their first shot as the Tintic Miners rebound the basketball, and they're headed now to the left side of the gymnasium, or the south side I guess you could say, as Alex Walker hands it back up top to Sierra Wall for the Miners. She's going to drive to the left side, brings it back up top, looking for somebody kind of to do something. She's just dribbling the ball. She's not sure what she's doing, and she's going to drive to the baseline, defended tightly by Milligan. She's going to get it into Pearson. Pearson's going to go up, and her shot is no good, but it's going to be rebounded by her teammate, Savannah Hiskey. Hiskey stuck in the corner as she looks for any of her teammates to get open, as Sierra Wall goes to get a pass from her, but it's deflected by Milligan of Valley. Hiskey's going to inbound the ball for the Miners as the Valley Buffalo are up 25 to the Miners 14, just starting the second half, as Hiskey inbounds the ball to Pearson. She's going to go up for an open look, no good. She's going to get her own rebound, go up again, and she was fouled. She's going to go to the foul line for 2 shots. And Mulligan's going to get her second foul on the night, as Pearson's going to go up for her first shot, and it's good. She now has 9 points on the game as she gets ready to shoot her second. Takes a dribble there. She's going to put it up, and it is also good. She has 10 points now in the game as she's going to bring the score up to 16 for the Miners as they still trail Buffalo as they have 25 on the board as Milligan sets up the play for Valley. Gives it to the right side wing to Heat, and she's going to pass it inside to Roundy at the free throw line. She gets it back up top to Milligan, who passes it to the left side wing to Harris. Back into Heaton at the free throw line junction. She's going to shoot it no good, rebounded by the Miners. As Sierra Wall is going to bring the ball and set up the play for the Miners as she dribbles up top. Some of her teammates are cutting backwards. She doesn't see them. She drives in. She tries to throw after being defended tightly, and she's going to throw that ball away. Another turnover for the Miners as Milligan again has the ball for Valley. Bringing it down the middle. She's going to just go quick, try to drive in the middle. She passes it to Roundy on the baseline. She's going to get back out to Heaton at the three-point line on the right side. Back to Roundy on the baseline. She's going to put up a jumper there, and it's good. That's going to bring her 12 points on the game, 27 to 16 for Valley as Miners ball again. Bailey Wall's going to drive the baseline. She's going to go for a shot, no good, off the backboard awkwardly. As Milligan races it down the court. She's got numbers. She's going to be hit hard by Bailey Wall. She got knocked over. She can be a foul by Bailey there. That's Bailey's first foul on the play. And then we have another substitution for the Miners. And Hennepin is back in for the Miners, number 14. As the Valley Buffalo has the basketball. As Milligan has it up top, she's driving to the right side. She hands it off to Heaton on the baseline, who gives it to Harris on the left side. She's going to put up a jumper, no good, off the backboard. As Bailey Wall picks up the rebound for Tintic. As Hennepin brings the ball back down for hand it off to Bailey Wall. Almost gets it stolen by Harris of as she, Hennepin puts up a shot, no good, rebounded by Tintic. Sierra Wall's going to put up a shot after that rebound, no good, but she's going to get fouled. She's going to line up for 2 shots. As Mulligan picks up her third foul. 3 fouls, 2 team fouls. And Wall's first shot is up and no good, goes in and out. As Milligan takes a seat for Valley, and Brooke Heaton takes her spot as Wall of the Miners goes up for his second shot, and it's good. That's her first appearance on the boards for Miners. As Valley has control of the ball again. Harris brings it down. Stopped a little on the front. She kind of loses control of the ball a little right there. Tintic has a chance to steal it. They can't control it. As Roundy goes up for a shot. No good. It's blocked. Then hit off of Valley again. So it's going to be a turnover for Valley. And Miners are going to bring up the ball as Hannafin's going to bring down the ball for the Miners. She's going to go to the left side, come back down to the right. She's going to hand it off to Savannah Hiskey on the right side wing. She's going to hand it off to Hennepin, who had a nice back cut right there. But she misses her layup, and Valley gets the rebound as Roundy's racing it down the floor. She's going to put up a shot just in the middle of the key, and it's good by Nicole Roundy. That's 3 points for her on the game as Hannafin brings the ball back down for the Miners. Stops short up top as she looks for an open player on her team. Sierra Wall then picks up the ball, takes it back out to half court. Throws a big-time lob into Pearson, and she finishes with 2 points. Pearson now with 12 points on the game. The score is now 19-29. Still Valley leading. Valley's not scored so much at the end of the first half and at the start of the second half. The Miners are coming back slowly as Valley has control of the ball right now. Roundy's on the baseline. Passes it inside to Harris. She gets it down low to Heaton. And she's going to score a layup right there. Brooke Heaton makes a 2-point play right there as Wall of Miners shoots a 15-foot baseline jumper there, and it's good for Sierra Wall of the Miners. It's now 21-31, 10-point ball game here for Valley, still leading. Have an airball shot by Valley, picked up by the Tintic Miners. Bailey Wall has control of the ball. She passes it out to Sierra Wall on the baseline. She's going to drive baseline, throws it to Pearson, who's defended by 2 people, gets it stolen away, but she comes back up with the ball, shoots it, no good. Picked up again by Valley as Harris is taking it down the floor. She's met by Hannafin closely on the half-court line. Passes it out to Roundy on the baseline, back up top to Heaton. Back to Roundy, and then Roundy again with the ball, back to Heaton on the right side. Heaton to the middle to Roundy. Roundy sees Audrey Harris on the baseline on the left side. She shoots it, no good. Shoots it twice, gets her own rebound, no good. Picked up by the Miners as Bailey Wall has a fast break going down, and she's going to shoot a little block jumper right there for 2 points as Valley I don't really know what kind of play that was. Audrey Harris was going to inbound the ball. She didn't have a teammate, so she just threw it in, waiting for one of her teammates. The ref called that a turnover. I think he might have thought Harris was going to pick up the ball, but there was no Buffalo there to pick it up. And we're going to take a timeout here as this is a Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the Utah 1A Girls State Tournament.
For over 100 years, Union Telephone has been providing phone service to small communities, places the big guys simply ignored. We were helping our neighbors stay connected to the rest of the country. Times have changed and technology has evolved. Union
Throughout our lives, there are times we may need skilled rehabilitation and nursing care or home health and hospice care. Rocky Mountain Care has been providing these services since 1990. Our skilled staff and specialized programs will meet your loved one's needs. Our staff is dedicated to a high-quality outcome for each of our patients and residents. When you or someone you love needs these professional services, think of Rocky Mountain Care. Simply the best care. www.rmcare.com.
All right, we're back inside for more 1A State girls basketball action as the Valley Buffalo continue to lead the Tintic Miners 31-23 as the Valley Buffalo have been super cold on offense and the Miners have been rising slowly as there's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. As Wall goes to inbound for the Miners, she can't find anybody, but finally gets Pearson open just underneath the basket. A shot's up, no good, picked up by the Valley Buffalo. As Audrey Harris has control, she's going to pass it to the left side wing to Heather Roundy. She's going to drive all the way around the arc. She's going to get fouled. by Shalon Hannafin, number 14 of the Miners. That's going to be her first foul. As Heather Roundy has the ball, she passes it off to Heaton. Heaton back to Harrison up top. She's going to give it back to Roundy. Roundy's going to go to the left side. She's going to stop right there on the free throw line. Back up to Harris up top. Up to Heaton, number 12, B. Nicole Heaton. As she gives it back to Roundy on the left side, she's going to dribble to the right side. Give it back to Audrey Harris. Roundy at the junction. Right side junction. Back up to Roundy after she passed it to Harris. Back up top to Heaton. Back to Roundy. Roundy's going to drive to the left side. Give it back to Harris. Looks like Valley is just kind of trying to stall out for the remainder of this third quarter as they are up 31-23. Tintic is trying to put a little more pressure on them there as they did. Valley still is stalling here on the outside as Heaton is going to drive to the left. Looks like she's getting a little bit rough around the edges there, but refs aren't calling anything. And Harris is on the left side wing. She's going to pass it back up top to Heaton. Heaton's going to take a dribble. She's just kind of looking for the open player. She gives it back up to Harrison up top. There's just a minute remaining in the third quarter. Roundy's going to take a shot at the left side junction, and it's good. Heather Roundy. That's 14 points for Heather, matches her jersey number, as Tintic shoots a long three by Sierra Wall. It's no good. It's going to be picked up by Tintic, though, as Hannafin picks the ball back up top. She's going to hand it to the baseline to Alex Walker, who gets inside to Pearson. Pearson is defended by three players down low. Her shot's blocked as Valley picks up the ball again. Heaton has the ball, takes it back up top to Roundy. Roundy's going to give it to the other Roundy. She's going to go up for a layup, no good. Rebounded by Tintic, and they're going to call a timeout as it looks like Valley was going for that ball as well. And this is a Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the Utah 1A Girls State Tournament.
You'd never consider texting here. Don't even think about texting here. Put your cell phone away in the car.
Back in action as the Buffalo still lead by 10 points of the Tintic Miners, 33-23, with 18 seconds left in the third quarter. As it's going to be Miner basketball on the north side of the SV Center, as Hannafin's going to bring the ball to start the offense here for the Miners. As she's just passing it around the top side of the wings, and Sierra Wall is going to be on the baseline. She's going to try and throw it into Pearson, and it's knocked away, but she's going to get a foul as she's defended by two or three girls down there by Valley. Nicole Roundy's going to pick up that foul. That's her foul. That's her first foul. And the Miners are looking to inbound here as Hannafin goes down beneath. She gets the ball. She's going to put it up. No good. And the time's going to run out for the third quarter. The score is still 33-23 for Valley as they lead the Tintic Miners by 10 here in the SVC. And this is a Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the Utah 1A Girls State Tournament.
KADQRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, and sports. But that's not all. KADQRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Utah and Wyoming high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events and activities and much more. Pictures from this tournament will be available for free download within a day or two from now, and we'll have photographs from other Utah and Wyoming state tournaments and championship events as they happen. Check it out today and see what KADQRadio.com has for you.
All right, so we're going to go over some more stats here for the Valley Buffalo and Tintic Miners. As Heather Roundy now has 14 points on the game for Valley, and she's followed by Kyra Milligan with 8. And then for the Tintic Miners, Esther Pearson has 12. Bailey Wall has 6 as the girls come back out for a little more action. This starting the fourth quarter as Alex Walker's going to inbound the ball to Hannafin for the Miners. Hannafin's going to dribble to the right side, pass it to Sierra Wall, who's going to hand it off, try to hand it off, but it gets stolen by Audrey Harris of the Valley. She's going to go up for a left-handed layup, no good, but she's going to be fouled. Going to have 2 shots at the foul line. Both teams have 3 team fouls, as this is just the start of the fourth quarter. Harris is going to line up. Harris has 2 points so far as she puts up the first shot, and it's no good. She's going to remain at 2 points here as Valley leads Tintic 33-23. She gets ready for her second shot here. A couple dribbles, and her shot is up, and it is good. So now Harris has 3 points on the play, or on the game, as Miners are going to have the ball as Hampton brings it back down. She's going to go again to the right side, sees Hiskey on the baseline, right side baseline, gives it back out to Wall. Wall back up top to Hannafin on the left side wing, and it is stripped away as Hannafin trying to get it down inside to Wall. Another turnover for the Miners as Valley picks the ball back up. Milligan is back in the game after she has 3 fouls. Heather Roundy on top, dribbles to the left side, going to hand it off to number 11 for Valley, Nicole Roundy. She's going to put up 2 points. She now has 5 on the game as it is Miner basketball. Hiskey on the baseline, passes it back out to Sierra Wall, number 20 on the right side wing. Gives it to Alex Walker, back to Hannafin, back to Walker, who gives it to Bailey Wall up on the top. Miner are just passing the ball on the outside. Sierra Wall takes a shot from the right side baseline. It's no good, picked up by the Valley Buffaloes as Milligan again takes the ball and is going to set up the offense, but she's going to look to go coast to coast. She puts up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Miners. Bailey Wall has control of the ball for the Miners as she passes it to Sierra Wall on the right side baseline. She's going to drive baseline, back up, try to get out of it, but she's got 2 defenders on her. She passes it to her teammate who also had 2 defenders, but they get it down inside to Alex Walker, who's going to put up a shot. She missed it. She's going to be fouled. She was fouled by Nicole Heaton, number 12. That's her first one. Valley is still leading 36-24 as Walker goes up for her second shot. And it's good. Alex Walker for Miners, 25-36 for Valley as Mulligan brings the ball back down. Kind of has a crazy pass to Roundy. Roundy kind of misses it, picks it back up. She's going to drive to the middle. Stops, hands it back out to Heaton, who's going to drive to the middle also. Back up top, Valley's going to try and stall some more, get some more time off the clock as they are just running a stall play between 3 players pretty much up on the top of the key. They get it inside to Nicole Roundy, who's fouled on the basket after she misses. She's going to get 2 foul shots. Esther Pearson of the Miners is going to pick up that foul. Both teams have 4 fouls. Nicole Roundy is going to put up her first shot, and it's good. As she gets set up for her second. Valley now up 37-25. Her second shot is up and good. Valley now 38 to Tintic 25. Alex Walker is going to set the offense up for the Miners. She's going to pass it off to the right wing to to Sierra Wall. She's stuck in the corner as she looks for an open player. She gives it to Hiskey on the right side wing. Back to the baseline to Wall. She's going to get it inside to Pearson. She's going to miss that. She gets her own offensive rebound, but there's going to be a jump ball between her and Valley, and it's going to be Valley ball. Tintic is starting to bring out the full court press as Roundy picks up the ball, gives it back to Audrey Harris for Valley as she runs down the court. She's going to stop, give it to Roundy up top as she sits at the foul line with the ball. Passes it back out to the left wing to Audrey Harris. Gives it back up top to Mulligan as she passes it off to Heaton. Again, the Valley looks like they're just trying to stall, just trying to get some time off that clock as there's 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They're just passing the ball in between three of the guards up top as Harris gives it back to Roundy. Roundy's going to drive to the right side, hand it back off to Harris. Harris is going to bring it back up to half court, just above the three-point line. Gives it to Heaton from the left side wing. She's going to drive to the middle. Back to Mulligan. They're still just stalling as they're just passing the ball around, but they get an open player down at the bottom. Nicole Roundy. All that passing paid off as they got an open shot down in the paint. And Tintic's going to take a timeout. Valley still leading 40-25, and this is a Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the Utah 1A Girls State Tournament.
Come see why the Bear Lake Valley has become one of the hottest real estate markets in Utah. The Reserve, Bear Lake's finest resort, is a masterfully planned recreation community nestled in the beautiful Bear Lake Valley. Luxurious mountain getaways overlooking the turquoise waters of Bear Lake. With lowering interest rates, it's a great time to buy. To find out how to make the Bear Lake Valley your next home or vacation getaway, contact BearLakeRealty.com. That's BearLakeRealty.com.
Full. Oh. All right, we're back inside the SV Center as Valley Buffaloes take on the Tintic Miners. Buffaloes leading 40-25 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this ball game. Both teams are at 4 fouls, and they're just getting out of their huddles right now to come back to play. We have Heather Roundy from Valley leading all scorers, followed by Esther Pearson of Tintic. As Bailey Wall gets set to inbound the ball to teammate Alex Walker for the Miners. Walker's going to set up the offense. She's going to go to the left side. Pass it to 23 to Bailey Wall on the left side wing. Back up top to Walker. Walker's just trying to set up a play here as Pearson tries to set a pick and roll, but they didn't use it. And Bailey Wall is trying to go. She drives to the center, but she tries to split the defenders, gets it stolen, but hustles back and tries to get the ball back as there's going to be a jump ball between the teams, and it's going to be Miner basketball. Nice little aggressive play on that one by Bailey Wall. Alex Walker inbounds the play intended for Sierra Wall, but it is stripped away by Mulligan as she knocks it out of bounds. Nice hustle there by Valley Buffaloes. As again, the Miners are going to inbound the ball. She's looking for an open player, gets it to Wall on the baseline. Wall is stuck in between two Valley defenders. She tries to get it away, but Valley comes up with it. But Tintic is not giving up as they tried to get the ball, but didn't happen as Mulligan again has possession of the basketball for the Buffaloes. It's stripped away. Well, I thought it was stripped away by Tintic and Mulligan picked it up, but they're going to call back court. And it's going to be Miner basketball. As Sierra Wall is going to inbound it to Alex Walker. Mulligan's going to put tight pressure on her, so she looks for Bailey Wall. And she gets it to Hiskey on the baseline. She takes a dribble. Now she's stuck. Can't do anything. Her teammates are, let's see. Then she gets it to Alex Wall. Alex Wall has a wide three-point shot, and she's going to bank it off the backboard. 3 points for Alex Wall. Or Walker. Alex Walker, excuse me. 28-40. Valley still leading, and they're still just going to try and stall here. And Tintic's going to bring out a little tougher pressure, but Roundy gets by it. She's going to go down, passes it to Nicole Roundy, gives it to Heaton. Heaton's going to take it back up top to Roundy. Roundy's going to just dribble up top, give it back to Heaton as they're doing, again, their little stall here as Tintic's going to foul them to kind of get them out of it, stop them running the clock. Audrey Harris is going to inbound it for Valley. She's going to get it to Nicole Roundy. Roundy's going to drive hard to the left side. Left-handed layup is up and no good, but she's going to be fouled by Esther Pearson. So Nicole Roundy is going to go up for 2 shots. here as Valley still leads 40-28. Roundy's shot, her first one is up and good. As she lines up for the second one. Her shot is up and good. 2 points right there for Nicole Roundy as she takes the score up 42-28 for Valley. As the Miners again are setting up their offense, go to baseline to number 11, Esther Pearson, as she tries to take a long baseline shot, no good, rebounded by the Buffalo. Mulligan has the ball. She's being tightly guarded by Bailey Wall. She still has control of the ball. She passes it back out to Heaton. Heaton's going to drive to the inside. Really no defender. She could have went in right there, but she decided not to. They're still trying to just take time off the clock. As Mulligan drives again, does the same thing as they're just doing the stall plays that happened before. They got them an open layup last time, and which they thought they were going to get an open layup right there. It didn't happen, so they passed it back out to Mulligan. Outside, back to Heaton, back to Mulligan up top, as Tintic's going to pick up the defense a little bit right here. They're going to try and go a little bit tighter, but Valley is just running them to the ground, just keeps passing it, and it's working out for Valley. And Bailey Wall is going to pick up her foul on Mulligan as she tries to go for the steal right there. And she's going to foul out. Bailey Wall takes her 5th foul there on Mulligan as sends her to the line for 2 shots. Valley is up 42 to the Tintic's 28 with just under 2 minutes in this ball game remaining as Mulligan sits there, gets ready for her foul shot. She takes a couple of shots there, or dribbles there. First shot up, and it is good for her and 1 and 1. She's going to pick up another point there. She's been held scoreless in the second half, and she's one of their top contributors. That was the first time she showed up in this second half. Her second shot is up and good. 2 free throws there by Kyra Milligan as it is 44-28 for Valley. Tintic's rushing it down the court to try and up their score as they just have not a whole lot of time remaining as Hiskey takes kind of a forced shot right there on the right side wing. No good. Rebounded by Valley. Valley's going to take the ball. Tintic is out to foul. They are at bonus. Valley's going to shoot 1 and 1 right here, and it's going to be Kyra Milligan again as she lines up. Takes her a couple of dribbles, routine here, and her first shot is up and no good for the 1 and 1. It's saved by Nicole Roundy. She gets it back up, and then they're going to have a timeout called as Valley was stuck in the corner after that nice save. And the Buffalo are up 44-28 still with just under 2 minutes of play left. And this is the Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the Utah 1A Girls State Tournament.
For over 100 years, Union Telephone has been providing phone service to small communities, places the big guys simply ignored. We were helping our neighbors stay connected to the rest of the country. Times have changed and technology has evolved. Union has been there the entire way. Today, we still keep people connected in more ways and places than ever before. Union Wireless, treating you like a neighbor, not a number.
And back inside the SBC at the 1A Utah State Girls Championship, the Valley Buffaloes are leading the Tintic Miners 44-28 with just under 2 minutes of play left. And the Valley Buffalo girls are out here ready to play, just waiting for the Miners to come back out to finish this ball game. The Tintic Miners are bringing tougher pressure as they are down, and the Valley Buffalo are just looking to get fouled so they can get to the foul line and just keep upping their score as Audrey Harris is out to inbound the ball for Valley. She's looking for Audrey Mulligan. She's defended tightly, but gets it into Nicole Roundy on the baseline, who looks for a shot, but she just gets defended by 3 Miners. They get it out to Heaton on the right side wing, back up top to Mulligan. Tintic looks like they're trying to foul, but they're just kind of not getting their hands on him well enough as they want. And Nicole Roundy is open at the bottom. They get the pass to her. She passes it back out top, hoping to lower the scoreboard here, the time on the scoreboard. And we're going to have a foul again by the Miners. It's going to send B. Nicole Heaton for Valley to the free throw line. And she's going to get a 1-and-1 attempt here. And she gets ready for her first shot. Her first shot is up. And no good. Bounces off the top of the rim. And it's going to bounce off Esther Pearson's knee out. So it's going to be Valley Buffalo ball again. As Heaton's going to inbound the ball. She's looking for Audrey Harris there. Audrey passes it back out top to Mulligan, back to Harrison on the right side wing. Mulligan's going to drive to the right side wing as Harrison drives, or back cuts to the baseline, gives it to her, passes it back out to Heaton. Heaton gives it to Roundy on the left side. They are stalling as much as they can. Tintic is trying to foul as Hannafin fouls Mulligan, sends her to the line again for the third time in this fourth quarter. She lines up. She's going to have 2 shots now that it's in double bonus. Her first shot is up, and it's going to be really, really short. Air ball there by Kyra Mulligan. And she's going to get ready for her second shot. She's just kind of laughing about that one. Her teammates are just kind of giving her a hard time. But we're going to have a 3-person substitution for the Miners as Mulligan gets ready to take her second shot. Buffalo are up 44-28 with 57 seconds left in this ball game. Mulligan's second shot is up, and it's good. Nothing but net there. Kyra Mulligan with 3 of 4 from the foul line. As Tintic Miners bring it back down offensively, Hiskey at the baseline is going to drive to the left. She's stopped by Valley, gets it back up top to newcomer for the Miners, number 5. And I actually don't have her name on the roster. So we're going to have, it's going to be Miners basketball as Taylor, oh, it's right there, just kidding. Alright, so just kidding, number 5, Shay Nuts, and it was on here, and I just did Knutson, and I just didn't see it. So it's going to be Miner basketball again, and Savannah Hiskey's going to make a forced kind of jumper right there. That's going to be 4 points for her on the game, as Valley again is going into their stall mode, just having their 3 guards up top, just passing it back and forth, doing a lot of passing, just trying to waste some time on the scoreboard. As number 2, Julie Steve, checks in for the Buffalo for the first time of the game. We're going to have another foul by the Tintic Miners. Number 4, Savannah Hiskey, is going to foul Nicole Heaton. She's going to shoot 2 as they are in double bonus. First one is up and good. And there's going to be a substitution on the shooter, I think, for the Buffalo, as Nicole Heaton gets ready to shoot her second shot. Buffalo up 45-30. Her second shot is up and good. Nicole Heaton's going to go out on a made foul shot, as number 13, Kylie Spencer, comes in for her first appearance of the game for the Valley Buffaloes, as the Miners pick up the offense again here, as Shane passes it to Tina Wall. Tina Wall gets it stripped away by Buffalo, as they're going to pick it up on offense again, and that is the end of the game. Buffalo are going to come out on top 47-30 here at the SEC Center in the 1A Utah State Championship. And that was a big well, I'll be back in just a second for end of game stats. And this is the Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the Utah 1A Girls State Tournament.
At Wyoming Dental Specialties, we specialize in orthodontics, endodontics, and oral surgery. Our endodontist is simply a tooth doctor. He performs procedures like root canals. Our orthodontist will straighten your teeth using products like braces and Invisalign. Our oral surgeons deliver specialized treatment, such as dental implants and tooth extractions. So save your time and money, stay local, and come to Wyoming Dental Specialties.
Let's talk about your family, and your children's health. Let's address oxidative stress. Find out about your personal needs. Log on to the United States National Library of Medicine website at pubmed.com. Type in oxidative stress, followed by the health issue that concerns you most. Once you learn more about how oxidative stress reacts with your personal health issues, then click on the telegram you'll find at kadqradio.com. Reduce the oxidative stress in your body and feel better. kadqradio.com.
Come see why the Bear Lake Valley has become one of the hottest real estate markets in Utah. The Reserve, Bear Lake's finest resort, is a masterfully planned recreation community nestled in the beautiful Bear Lake Valley. Luxurious mountain getaways overlooking the turquoise waters of Bear Lake. With lowering interest rates, it's a great time to buy. To find out how to make the Bear Lake Valley your next home or vacation getaway, contact BearLakeRealty.com. That's BearLakeRealty.com.
All right, so recap of the Tintic versus Valley 1A state basketball game. The Valley Buffaloes came out on top 47-30, and we're just going to go over some stats here as sophomore Nicole Heaton, actually I lied, sophomore Heather Roundy of the Valley Buffaloes led all scorers with 14 points, and she was followed by Esther Pearson of the Miners with 12. Both of those were two highest scoring, followed by Kyra Milligan with 11 from Valley, and she was also tied with Nicole Roundy of Valley. And Nicole Heaton came out with 2 points. Brooke Heaton with 4, and Audrey Harris with 3 for Valley. And for Tintic, Tina Wall had 6, Alex Walker had 4, and Savannah Hiskey had 4 as well. Both teams played a tight defensive game, but Valley played a little bit tighter as Tintic could not come offensively. They struggled a little bit, especially in the first half. They really couldn't get anything going, and then Tintic's defense stopped the Buffalo from scoring a while in the second half, and at the end of the first half and through the second half, they stopped them from scoring too. But then Tintic could not put boards up, so Tintic falls to Valley. And this has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portion of this production can be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated.
You've been watching a Big O Tires of Evanston, Wyoming presentation of the UHSAA 1A Girls Basketball State Championship Tournament at the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield, Utah, and online at kadqradio.com, at live.ksl.com, and at watchit.deseretnews.com. Today's games were also brought to you by Cook Brothers Broadcasting and Deseret Digital Media. Thank you, and we hope you've enjoyed this presentation of Utah High School Girls Basketball.